A special meeting of the Assembly to order. It is 5:02, and this is a special meeting for Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. And, all right. Okay. We'll have the clerk call the roll, please.
Sorry about that, Madam Mayor.
It's okay, no problem.
Tim Hale, are you on the phone?
Here.
Stephanie Nowers, are you on the phone?
I'm here.
I'm expecting Dee McKee. Robert
Okay.
Yunt.
Here.
Moki 2.
Here.
Dimitri Fonoff.
We're here.
Ron Bernier.
Here.
Madam Mayor, you do have a quorum.
Thank you. Are there any changes to the agenda for the special meeting? Okay, hearing none, then the agenda is approved. If you'll all stand, please, for the pledge, and can I have the canvas board in one unison? Lead us in the pledge, please. The flag is down over here. You guys.
Go ahead, Deb. Start it off.
Yeah, start it, Deb.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. See, Deb, I can still put you on the spot, even though you're retired. Thank you, ladies. Okay, the next section of our agenda is audience participation. We don't have a sign-up sheet. Anyone is welcome to address the assembly on any topic for 3 minutes. Just come up and state your name and state what kind of input you would like the assembly to have. Okay, I don't see anybody moving, and we have one person online. Go ahead, whoever's online.
Yes, good evening, Madam Mayor and Assembly. My name is Virgie Thompson, Thompson, City of Houston resident.
Yes, go ahead.
Are you hearing me okay?
Yes, we are. Go ahead, former mayor.
Yes. First, I'd like to congratulate the elected Assembly members and wish you well. The work now begins. The main purpose for my testimony tonight is to bring light to the Assembly and how they and residents of the City of Houston and the Matanuska Borough have been misled, either purposely or out of neglect. The City of Houston provided information to the borough in the request for reconstruction of King Arthur Drive to No Name Hill, be included in the recent road bond voted by the Matanuska Borough residents. The problem is that much of the supporting information provided was misleading or untrue. Tip 23, King Arthur reconstruction, is stated to have damaged by the 2022 flood. Although the ballot stated 2021 flood, there was no flood in 2021. This is not true. I am a person responsible for declaring the disaster declaration of 2022, declaring what roads were damaged and moving forward with the state to get those roads vetted for repair. King Arthur was not included as one not covered by multiple feet of water. As Chief Hartley, former Public Works Director George Thompson, former Mayor Lance Wilson, Todd Smolding, Representative McCabe, and Governor Dunleavy, we all drove on King Arthur for the purpose of sharing firsthand with the governor what damage had occurred to the city roads. You can also ask the gentleman from the borough who brought out the drone that took footage of the flooded area. No significant flooding on King Arthur was recorded. Review the picture included to the Borough Tip 23 request. It is a picture of the September 2012 flood. This flood shows the leaves are beginning to show in late fall turn. It is not a photo from the early August 22 flood. In August 2022, there had been several inches of water covering one lane going up King Arthur for a little over an hour, perhaps 100 feet or so. But never have flood waters reached the 3/4 of a mile requested to be reconstructed. Nearly all of the 3/4 of a mile to be reconstructed is way above water table and is at least 10 feet above flood stage level. The pothole shown in the photo is a sore spot for the city ever since King Arthur was initially constructed. It was not caused by 2022 flood. In fact, that section of the roadway with the pothole is nowhere near where there have been floodwaters, even in 2012. What should happen tonight is the road bond should be approved by the Assembly and should not be approved by the Assembly in full. King Arthur reconstruction from Parks to No Name Hill should be pulled, fully vetted, and then perhaps approved later if my accusations are false. The residents of the Matsu Borough who voted for this bond have the right to know that the tax money they will be paying for this project is truly necessary. $6.5 million to reconstruct a road that was not damaged during the 2022 flood is unethical and wrong. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else that would like, do we have anybody else online? We do not. Anyone here that would like to address the Assembly under audience participation? Let the record show that Assemblyperson McKee has joined us at 5:07. Okay, one last call for audience participation. Okay, we'll close audience participation. The next item of business is the Canvas Board report. And I'll turn it over to the Borough Clerk at this time. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And before we start the Canvas Board report, I just wanted to thank the Clerk's Office staff, if you guys can all wave so everybody knows who you are. Everything went pretty darn smoothly this year, so it was very nice. And then if I can ask the Canvas Board to go ahead and stand, I promise I won't ask you to say anything, but I'm going to introduce you. We got Teresa Thompson right here. She's the chair of the Canvas Board. Audra Godin. Did I say that wrong? Godin? Godin. I said it right. Okay. Deb Weatherhorn. Cindy Medberry. Barbara.
And Singer.
I know this. Drew a blank. And Sminger. Joe Weller. And then Marlon Miestes. We do have two others that aren't present, but we had our two Canvas boards for the first time this year. So we wanted to test it out before we go into next year, and it went pretty well. There's some changes we'll make, but it went pretty well. Thank you very much, ladies. I appreciate your work. But if I can get Teresa Thompson to go ahead and come up to the mic, you will have to press it on to give the Canvas Board report.
Can you hear me? Madam Mayor and Assembly members, we, the Canvas Board, report the following findings. Yes. With early and precinct voters at 8,904, question voters at 372, and 1,367 absentee, the total votes were at 10,643. Given an overall percentage of votes cast at 9.53%. Of those, 44 questioned and 50 absentees were not counted. We canvassed as partial votes 90 questioned and 9 absentee or special needs ballots. Adding the new special needs register this year aided in the canvassing of the bars. It was a good add. The bars for the AVOs were revised to simplify the math for the tired poll workers this year. Yet still, a bar did not jive for the election officials at a precinct. They noted on the bar that they just couldn't figure it out. So during the canvassing, we found the culprit. It was actually a missing ballot from the printer. In the pad stub, there's normally 25, and this particular one only had 24. It missed a number in sequence. In a precinct where there was a prop-only ballot type, the bar was off by 1. The hand counters only counted 299 of the ballots, but indeed there were 300 ballots cast there. This did not affect the election results on the proposition, and we did not recount the ballots. To clarify, the hand counts only counted at 299 instead of 300 there. The hand counters in Willow took to heart that every vote must count. So they counted a child's sample ballot that was dropped into the ballot box as inappropriately marked. This also did not affect the outcome of the election. Other than these issues, all the bars justified. It was an easy one this year. In preparation for next year's election, we're expecting probably a 40% or better turnout. So we did rehearse, like Ms. McKechnie said, with a second canvas board. This newly established board canvassed the by-mail ballots for us. They discovered a by-mail voter died the same day they mailed their ballot in. They also found, we also found a by-mail voter returned her envelope empty. Forgot to put the ballot in there. At Matsu campus, a voter voted a ballot but did not sign the register. Luckily, the workers there noted this by name for us. During the canvassing, we found one voter who double voted. She voted at her precinct, which only had the prop issue, then went to vote a question at another precinct, which had the candidates that she wanted on the ballot. Some interesting or oddities that happened. A chairperson neglected to bring the ballots with her the morning of the election. Ms. McKechnie saved the day and brought her some replacement ballots. They were able to open on time. Before we ask you to close the election, is there any questions you might have for me?
And the assembly have a question? Okay.
All
Thank
is
you.
well?
Yep. Thank you for your hard work.
Good. As you can imagine, pulling together enough workers for an event such as this is enormous. This year, per your request to switch over to hand counting, we added an additional 126 workers and tried to ascertain 6 additional hand count floaters just in case we needed them. I believe this is now roughly 350 positions that need filled. Since we share many election workers with both the borough and the state, we are apt to be in a lurch for workers when we hold combined elections. Although this year's election was relatively uneventful, we expect to have multiple challenges every year when we share it with the state. Adopting to the hand count system caused a spiral of updates, which created a lot of work for the staff in the clerk's office. There were 42 new ballot boxes, tables for hand counting, packing containers, paper counters were bought. There was need for new procedure manuals to aid in all 5 types of the voting. New posters, totems, and supplies had to be ascertained. Even the ballot secrecy sleeves had instructions to voters on how to insert their ballot into the electronic machine that needed updated. Instruction sheets for workers had to be revised, new training instructions for every type of process, plus there were 2 additional mandatory trainings for the hand counters that had to be taught. This was an immense load of work to accomplish. I believe that the clerk's office deserves a great applaud for pulling this off and getting these changes made. We are in awe of the dedication with attention to detail of the entire clerk's office. They also hold an important responsibility in the election process. If I may speak for myself and the Canvas Board, we appreciate each of you for your service and dedication that you give all year round for our communities. And to my fellow Canvas members, I personally want to thank you for all your willingness to serve and hope that each of you know in your hearts that you do make a difference. In our communities, we can and must work together in an atmosphere of courtesy, respect, and civility. Perhaps there has never been a more important time for neighbors all around the world to stand together for the common good of one another. We, the Canvas Board, find these statements to be true and accurate. Thank you for your time and consideration. We respectfully submit that you accept this report to close the election.
Thank you. All right, yeah, you want to clap?
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to certify the November 7th, 2023 regular borough election?
Certainly, I'm going to do that, but could I ask a couple of questions first?
Sure.
The first one was, did you say what the participation was overall this time?
Yes. and
9.5?
I think the number was different than on the printout, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 10,643. That includes the no counts.
Uh-huh. So percentage participation of registered voters is?
I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
The percentage, like, did we have?
percentage,
Was it 9.5?
9.53%. I know.
Okay. If anybody realized how difficult it is to campaign for public office, how much you put into it, it's like, why doesn't everybody get out there and vote? But oh well, we'll just keep on trucking. The other thing was, I think I heard that the machine lease amount was X number of dollars. What was it, Lonnie? Or somebody?
Through the mayor to Assemblymember McKee, are you talking about the Dominion voting machines?
The ones that we did before, yeah.
I do believe this year it would have cost us 74,000.
Okay, and then the election cost, the hand count cost us?
I wasn't prepared for that,
Oh, I'm
so
so sorry. Well,
give me a second.
I
I
think-
can try to
curious
figure
to-
it out.
I think the hand count was about 28, so it'd be
that's the number. That's
Yeah,
in my
that sounds
mind.
about
about a
right.
$46,000 difference.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Well, if we could just get the participation to go as well as the cost is going, that would be absolutely amazing. Well done. And thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
do I have a motion to certify the November 7th election? Deputy Mayor?
I move to certify the election results for November 7th, 2023 regular borough election.
Is there any objection? Okay, hearing no objection, then the election is certified. Thank you again, ladies. And we are now at the point of the borough clerk is going to come down and administrate the oath.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Dmitry Ivanov,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
to the office of
to the office of
the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Assembly
Matanuska-Susitna Borough Assembly
with a term beginning
with a term beginning
November 27th, 2023,
November 27, 2023,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the state of Alaska,
the state of Alaska,
and the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Code,
and the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Code,
and that I will honestly,
and I will honestly,
faithfully, and impartially
faithfully, and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as an assembly member
as an assembly member
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can get you to go ahead and sign right there for me. Once again, if I could get you to come down. Thank you, sir. You are good. Thank you. Raise your right hand.
Get shorter here.
Hi, we can use this one. You're taller. And get you raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, Robert Yunt,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
to the office of
to the office of
the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Assembly
the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Assembly
with the term beginning
with the term beginning
November 27th, 2023,
November 27th, 2023,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I'll support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Alaska,
the Constitution of the State of Alaska,
and the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Code,
and the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Code,
and that I will honestly,
and that I will honestly,
faithfully, and impartially
faithfully, and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as an assembly member
as an assembly member
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. I can get you to raise your right hand and then repeat after me. I state your name,
I, William Gamble,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
to the office of
to the office of
the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Assembly
the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Assembly
with the term beginning
with a term beginning
November 27th,
November-
2023,
November 27th, 2023,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Alaska,
the Constitution of the State of Alaska,
and the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Code,
and the Matanuska-Susitna Borough Code,
and that I'll honestly,
and that I will honestly,
faithfully, and impartially
faithfully, and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as an assembly member
as an assembly member
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Lonnie.
The next item on the agenda is the mayor, assembly, and staff comments. Mr. Attorney, do you have parting comments?
Not at this meeting, next meeting.
Okay. Assemblyperson McKee?
Actually, I do. The people that supported the people that were running, out knocking doors and making phone calls, the YRs, the Young Republicans, were greatly out in force. And I just think that that's the key to the future. And that's how we're going to get this 9.5% up to a little bit higher. And so I just really wanted to let you know all out there that there are people out there knocking doors and making calls, and it really makes a difference. And having been a candidate, I don't know how you would do it without them. So thank you.
Assemblyperson 2, parting comments? No. Assemblyperson Veneer, parting comments, sir?
I'd like to thank Moki for his service. I'd like to pray for our borough and continued blessings for our borough and state. May we remember our first responders and our veterans. May we pray for our youth. May you work in their life, Lord. In God we trust forever. Amen.
Mr. No? Madam Clerk, parting comments? Deputy Mayor, parting comments?
Thank you to the entire election team. I know this was a big lift this year, and I hope you have heard this a million times. Thank you, but if not, here's 1,000,001. So I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I know what you girls did was not easy. Thank you.
Parting comments? Assemblyperson Fauna?
Thank you, everyone who came. I was actually present here at the Borough building at the night of election and watched the ladies count. And it was truly a magic scene how everything was just working very smooth, one team helping the other, and then it was just on top of things. I really appreciated their hard work. And hopefully you guys continue to encourage more people to be involved and teach them your best techniques. I know some of you were just fascinating how quick your fingers worked. I just want to say pass on that talent to someone else because we're here to keep this system for a while, I believe. Personally, I want to thank for all the people who have helped throughout this journey. It was a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time, a lot of meetings, a lot of everything, and a lot of time away from the family. Obviously, my wife's here with me. I want to say thank you, Irina. Thank you to my dad, who's sitting right next to her, my dad, Ivan. He's always encouraged me and told me to stay strong, not give up. I appreciate it. My friend, Mark Schmidt, his son, JJ, my nephew, Roman in the back. I appreciate you guys. And all the volunteers who have helped the campaign through the process. I think Ryan McKee is also here. Thank you so much. It's definitely a team effort, but we're here to serve you guys. And even the ones that did not vote for me, I want to say appreciate your guys' challenge to my opponents. It was something that I really enjoyed doing. I learned a lot from. It humbled me even more. and will continue to be the best servant to this community with wisdom and courage from close people and God. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, did you have an announcement?
Just so the assembly knows, I do have an election certification here that you do need to sign tonight. And then also, once the meeting adjourns for everybody in the room and the assembly, there is cake and punch in the next room.
Okay. And again, thanks to the Canvas Board. Oh, yep. No, I didn't. Thank you. We have a couple assembly people online. Do either one of them have parting comments? Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to say thank you to everybody who participated, from the candidates to the election workers. That's all I've got. Thanks.
Assembly person now.
Madam Mayor, thank you. I would just say congratulations to Mr. Gamble and Mr. Yunt and Mr. Fonov, our returning members. I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm disappointed as with Miss McKee about the turnout, and love to see what we could do to make people think these elections are important, because they do matter. And then just like everybody else said, thank you to the clerk's office and the Canvas Board for your hard work, your diligence, and also your thoughtful input on, what some of the challenges are we might be facing next election when we will have a bigger turnout. So thank you.
So I think now finally I got everybody. Again, my thanks to all of you, and even those family members. I know it just isn't the candidates that have a large time commitment out of their lives, but it is the families that stand behind them and work right alongside of them. And so thank you for all of that. And so with that, I will adjourn the meeting at 29?